Greetings one and all. How is everybody doing? I hope well. So this is a camp that a buddy of mine, well, buddy-ish, and I had made, and the video is called making a primitive camp, which if you look at, well, I looked on Google, and Google defines primitive camp as a camp with no electricity, no power outlets, no running water. Hell, there isn't even a bathroom out here. It's just, all we left behind was a fire room and no trash, which pleases me because, you know, we're honestly not that far from the car, but I don't think people are willing to trek out this far to camp. And there really isn't a good tent spot right here either. I mean, we had shelters here, tarp shelters, but you know, actually just over there you could totally do a tent, so it is doable. And I think between this tree here and then that tree here, I think you could totally string a hammock between here. And the ground isn't too bad either. So I don't have a hammock. I've been thinking about it. I might do that sometime. But to be honest, when I had a hammock before, I had a lot of trouble sleeping in it. But I didn't know what I was doing with hammocks. So, you know, it is what it is. I may get another one. We'll see. So I think this would be a good spot for a hammock though. And there's a good spot for a tent just over there. Also, I think I could do a tarp shelter over there. In fact, I'll just take you over there and show you. Alright, so here's the spot. Now naturally I'd clean it up a little and remove all the sticks. Now with this tree here and this tree here, I'd say maybe a good hammock spot, except that I think this is a dead standing and the other trees are holding it up. So I don't know if I'd want to put hammock weight against that. It'd probably be bad times. But I was thinking too, I could probably run a ridge line between these two and do some kind of a tarp shelter with a fire right out here. I think that would be pretty money. So that might happen sometime in the future. But for now, I want to talk about what I'm thinking about doing over here. So I'll bring you back, I'll take you back over. Nice. It appears to be, I believe, horseshoe fungus. This is where my lack of knowledge comes in. Some kind of bracket fungus. But even if it was horseshoe fungus, I mean, hanging right next to my camp is a resource. I just have to utilize it now and learn how to use it best. But pretty cool. Neat looking too. Oh, we got some more stuff over here too. What is this? Let me get around to it. It looks like more of the same, just tinier. I mean, with a hand. Oh, this tree is, oh, okay, interesting. This tree is dead and standing. There's no top at all. Okay, good to know. Fortunately, it's far enough away from my camp, so I don't have to, I'm not really too worried about it coming down. Maybe this fall's wind will bring it over. Okay, so what I'm thinking about doing is a new project. I've got this log here, which is a great wind deflector, hopefully. And on the other side, I'm thinking I have another log over here. So this is sort of a great little hole. But what I'm thinking is, I'm thinking about building a shelter here. You know, 1 foot from the fire. So about right here. And I'd start about where this log is, what I'd probably do is do a lean-to type. So I go the pole maybe here and then run it down to the base of the stump, I think. I'm not honestly sure. I could go over the stump, but I think it'd be better just to go right in front. But I don't want water coming down inside and rolling back underneath, although I am going to do a raised bed, because I was watching a video that Survival Lilly had made about making a raised bed, and she used fork sticks. But I was watching another video that Moritz Kohansky made, and he made his, which just, he put log down, another log at the other side, and just put them across horizontal, random lengthwise, and just filled the center with smaller stuff, so it had a little bit of spring to it. So I think I'm gonna go with that instead of the horizontal. So I think I'm gonna do that, and then I have plastic in the back of my Jeep, so I think I might just cover the whole thing in plastic. And I've got a few ideas to cover it with debris. There's not a lot of leaf litter running around here. Like, we don't have leafy trees growing in the national forest. We do have alder down by the river, so I'm thinking about going with alder, because now it's fall and the leaves are gonna be changing color. So it means they're gonna be falling off. So I'm actually gonna take you, it's just, I mean, I don't know if you can see it through the trees, but right through there is where the alder trees are, if it will focus. Probably not, but we're gonna walk over there. So I'm gonna take you over and show you what I'm thinking, and then kind of go from there. I don't think it'd be a very good spot for two, but if you had a hammock though, you could totally come out. And there's totally a tent spot, so I could have friends out here. If you have a hammock or a tent, you don't really need to be sitting next to a fire like I would need to be. And I have a little shovel in the car, so I could dig this out here and get it flat and throw the dirt behind my fire pit, which I want to build up the rocks a little bit more. And I've never done one, but I'd like to do a fire reflector as well. So it's not going to be all in one video. It'll probably be over a length of time, because I didn't sleep very much last night because I wanted to come out and do this. So I'll probably just, you know, I also work the graveyard, so I have to just make do with the time I have and just go from there. And yeah. But another thing too is I think right here, if I clean all this out, and again I have the shovel, I want to build a firewood, a place to store firewood. And again, just do a pole up and just literally run it over the log, and that way all the water will go off and back into the back, and then I'll do like a raised bed, stack all my firewood up on. And there shouldn't be too many roots here, but I'll have firewood here. Plus when I'm here at camp, I can just, you know, put a pile here while I'm sleeping, and that way when I wake up and the fire has died down, I can just grab and toss onto the fireplace. I am planning on a fire today to make some lunch. I'll see how that happens. I don't know how much time I'm going to have or how much wood I'm going to be able to bring over, because I have to go way over there, go down to the water, cross the river, and then go up and around to the trees, and then lug all that wood back. Now there is stuff around here I can use, but most of the small standing are, like that one here is, well, I don't know if you can see it, but this one right here is dead and standing. But I want to use green wood because I want to use this as a permanent shelter, and I can just come back here, you know, as often as I like, or as often as I can, and do more outings. And I'll have a nice shelter, and then every time I come out I can do improvements on it. I can look around to see if, you know, there's a down tree right over here, which I'll just take you over and show you. It's a down tree, which is a balsam fir. And as you can see, all the boughs have pretty much dried up on it already. I think it fell last year sometime. See, I mean, most of them are just shaking right off. So I could throw these on, absolutely. And then when the needles fall, I've got a few ideas to keep the materials on, which I'll show you. See how that works. Yeah, I've only built one shelter before, but I never got a chance to sleep in it because I just got busy. But since I'm out here and nobody really comes out here, probably because they're not willing to make the trek to the woods, whereas I am. You know, I think it will go undisturbed for a while unless someone happens to see it, which is another thing, because it's kind of tucked down in here. If I don't make it too tall and I cover it with materials that I find around here, it might blend in super well. And you might be able to see it from this side, but I don't think anyone's really walking over there. I'd hope to hell no one saw it, and then I really don't have any faith that people won't come by and trash it or use it as a freaking kegger and drink and smoke and do whatever God knows what else they're gonna do out here, and then make a huge mess and leave it. So, alright, so get down to the river and I'll show you what I'm thinking about for supplies, for building materials.